Welcome to my stream. I'm going to quickly knock out this disclaimer before everyone shows up. I'm not a licensed medical professional. Nothing I say is meant as health advice. I'm also not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is a recommendation for investment. I'm also a law-abiding citizen. Nothing I say is admission of guilt. Anything I say that's illegal is simply added for entertainment value and is no way a reflection of the truth. That being said, lovely morning today here in California. It's a big day. Today is actually my very first ever monetized stream. I don't know if anyways, today I don't know if the stream looks any different, if there's any new buttons on there or whatever, but if there is, it's because we're officially monetized. So we're gonna go ahead and check this out and see how it goes. Sorry everybody who thought I was gonna stream yesterday. I was having some connection issues, and then I was trying to set up the new features on YouTube, but I think you need to use like a desktop or something to do some of the stuff. So I can get to work on my phone, but yeah, doing stuff, trying to make it happen. Good morning, Noi. Welcome. Thanks for being our first chatter. Looks like we got about 3 people here, so we're getting it started. What do you guys want to talk about? What's going on in the world? It's definitely not lacking any action, that's for sure. Whether or not monetization, hopefully the connection is better now. But you know, baby steps, Maya. Hopefully we'll be in a more abundant vibrational plane here soon. So what's up? What do you guys want to talk about? Scooby is in the car. He's chilling. Me and my buddy already got into a little bit of a argument today because he is being a little frisky with his blanket. So we're trying to work out the logistics of him not doing that, and also having some kind of you know, oh man. Welcome, Annabelle C. Imperial. You say that you've been trying to catch me live. You're a big fan. You usually try to watch the stream after the end. Well, that's excellent. I'm happy to have you there. You know, Peter, most people call me Bruce. There's a select few people that call me other things, but that's not one of the more common ones. So what do you guys want to talk about? Oh yeah, good morning, Tim, by the way. Didn't mean to miss you there. We got 14 people here. Anyone got any questions? Nothing? Well, guys, I did not prepare any topics or content for today, so we need some questions to make this a useful stream. Let me ask you, is there any new buttons on the stream? Does it look any different at all to the people that have been here for the other streams? No questions, guys? Well, I would hate for my first monetized stream to only last less than 10 minutes, but if nobody's got any questions, I'm going to go ahead and go about my day. What are my dreams? India is definitely one of them. Or not just India, but I really want to go to Asia. In general, I would like to visit, or just really, I guess, explore more of the world. As far as the vagabonding thing, that's going strong. No real need to dream for that currently, but honestly, my biggest dream right now is just to sell all my things and get these storages empty. Like, I just want, like, I mean, as far as the vagabonding goes and the proliferation of that, or the progress of that, I just want to be, I kind of want to get to the point where I'm on a one-way trip. You know, I gave up the house a while ago, and it just seems such a dramatic setback to still have a bunch of material stuff just sitting in storage. You know, it's not a huge bill, but it's a bill nonetheless. And worse yet, it's an anchor. There's just no reason for it to be there. And I want to be able to go, you know, wherever I want to go without actually having to come back. Like, I want to go from this spot to the next spot, and when I go from there, I want to go to the next spot. I don't want to have to come back to this spot, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to get myself into the point that I'm completely self-contained, that everything that I need or want or whatever is like with me on my person. Maybe not on my physical body, but at least in my vehicle or wherever I am, or being able to, if I am going to store some things, I would like to be able to, you know, pack it all and move it all in one go. So that's really my biggest dream. And welcome, Tatiana. Happy to have you here. Annabelle C. Imperial says, what should I do about burnout? I work 6 days a week, sometimes the full 7, but I kind of have to make a living. Well, let me ask you, I need a little bit more information to deal with that, but let me ask you, when you're, you know, why are you working so much? When you say you kind of have to make a living, I'm assuming that you have, you know, bills to pay. Are you needing to work 6 days a week, sometimes 7, just to pay your basic overhead? Are you saving for something? It's, in my opinion, not trying to be rude, but it's hard to say that you have to make a living when you have no time to live at all, which is kind of what it sounds like if you work 6-7 days a week. You know, I understand maybe if you have like some kind of major obstacle or hurdle or something that you need to hustle past, but you know, there's no way to deal with burnout if your life revolves around working and making a living when you have no time to actually live. That's just my, okay, so you're answering this. Yes, I have to pay the bills. I just bartend at 2 places. It's mostly the cost of rent where I live. Well, you know, the world's a big place. Bartending is a skill that's useful everywhere. You know, you can pretty much get hired doing that anywhere if you're good. You know, working to pay rent, no savings, no end in sight, no whatever, it's just slavery. It's economic slavery. You know, you are essentially owned by your landlord if you're just working to pay rent. You know, your landlord owns the property. Whatever they're paying for their mortgage is going to be contained in some sense or another within the equity. And you're just burning your life, making someone else rich. I'm not being rude or anything, but I'm just saying is that, you know, there's no way to escape burnout in that situation. You'd have to escape the situation completely, entirely. You know what I mean? Like, you can't work 6 days a week and expect to not be burned out all the time. And if it's literally just going to rent, then it's a hopeless situation. Like, you have to leave that area. You have to either leave that area, downgrade your place into something smaller or more humble or different neighborhood, or you just have to move. But they say, there's like a saying, someone told, this isn't my saying, but someone else told me something, and it always struck home because it's something that I found to be true long before I ever heard the saying, but I think that it's poetically said, and that's, if you change your location, you change your luck. And so, you know, there's that. And more so is, I'll tell you that living in cities, in my opinion, is horrible. But I just, in general, I just don't think that anybody should work just for the rent. You know what I'm saying? I think that, you know, everybody's time is just worth so much more, and it's just crazy that they can, you know, created this world where people think that work is so valuable. But like, look around, like, what have we created? Like, the cities are fucking horrible. Like, the most advanced parts of our society are fucking awful, and they're the most harmful things to the entire planet. So, not to say that you're like, you know, directly contributing to that no matter what job that you live, but I'm just saying is that, like, just in general, people value work too much. It's like, there's not really very much innovation that's happened in the last, you know, I mean, I guess since commercial air travel and that's really made any kind of positive impact on people's lives as far as I can see. I mean, I would love to hear some suggestions to make it seem brighter, but you know, I don't think that the latest Xbox or the fucking newer iPhone or the, you know, the better surveillance that's in our pocket, more radiation that's coursing through our bodies at all times is like some type of advancement for our species. I think that, you know, I think that humans need a return to nature, in my opinion. But anyways, there was another good question. I'm going to go back to the chat 1 second. Sorry, I didn't mean to skip the other one, but I wanted to get to it. Max, thank you for coming, bro. This is a great question. Max asked, what's the point of extreme human suffering? Okay, and there's a lot of points to that, okay? And this is something that's fucking controversial and extremely hard to understand without having some major spiritual growth and understanding of karma and things like that. But extreme human suffering, like in general, suffering is kind of the, you know, it's the hammer that, you know, beats the impurities out of the metal, you know. It's, you know, it builds something. It makes, you know, to know suffering is to know joy, you know, but real joy, joy of the little things, not joy of excess dopamine or whatever. It's just the joy of lack of suffering. To first know suffering is the first step, but to know lack of suffering, or that lack of suffering actually exists, is something extremely important for people to realize. Now, on a way crazier, more hard to grasp level, like karma is so real. And this isn't, I'm not talking about like the kind of karma that we all laugh at on Instagram and, you know, whatever, shit like that. I'm talking about real karma, like multi-life karma. And what you gotta realize is that if your life is full of suffering, you have to ask yourself why. And it could be a lot of different reasons, but and some of those reasons can be stuff that's happened actually in this specific life itself, but you just never fucking know like what you did in your past life. And sometimes it takes a whole life to serve that off. You know what I mean? Because maybe in another life, you spent your whole life being an absolute tyrant that spread suffering to who knows how many people. And so for that reason, when you're suffering or when shit's not going your way, or like it just seems like the deck's like fully stacked against you, the way to deal with that is with gratitude. You need to be thankful for the opportunity to be releasing that karma. And you also need to be thankful for everything that didn't happen. Because no matter how great your suffering is, literally, and I mean this in a literal sense, it can always be worse. And now I know that sounds dark and kind of foreboding. But if you really, really, really grasp onto the reality of that it can always be worse. And I mean, no matter how bad it is, it can still be worse. You know, you just have to have gratitude for it. And if you approach that with gratitude, then you might be shocked. I mean, there's some situations where you're just can be fucked, and that's just the way it's going to go. But in a lot of situations, you'd be surprised at how quick the universe stops punishing you if you don't feel punished. You know what I'm saying? If you feel gratitude and you feel thankful for even the bad things that happen to you, the universe will just go, oh, he's, you know, this isn't, like, it's already done. Like, he's moved past this. You know what I mean? So, and there's no real rhyme or reason to that other than that's just like a universal law. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just balance. You know? Back to the chat. Franquita, welcome. We're celebrating Bruce's YouTube monetization. Yes, we are celebrating. I'm very happy. Annabelle C says, thank you so much for your words. I just kind of need a different perspective. I love the journey you're going through, about everything you've gone through. Annabelle says, I have to go back to work now. I'll watch the rest of your stream later. Thank you so much. Oh, I feel so bad that I did. I wish I would have had something nice to say, but you know, realistically, you guys, if you're in the work situation and the work loop and maybe you disagree with me about work being important, that's great. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy that you can find joy and meaning in life through work. Now, if you're on the other side of the fence where you think work is totally meaningless and useless and or even worse than that, but like harmful to the world and the environment, and empowering to our oppressors. You know, I've been through this before again, but I'll tell you now, as somebody with a little bit of experience with this now, the way that you tackle this, you know, it seems overwhelming at first. You know, you're like, oh shit, like, how do I get a new job? What do I do? Like fucking, I got responsibilities, I got bills. The first step is to eliminate literally every fucking thing you possibly can from your life. You know what I'm saying? Drop your, you know, if they're not contributing, drop your significant others. You know what I'm saying? If you got any subscriptions to anything that's not, you know, helping you get closer to this goal, drop all those subscriptions. If you got any bad habits, any addictions, you drop those addictions and those bad habits. You know what I'm saying? If you have like literally any possible thing that you can cut, you cut it all down to the absolute minimum. And you find out what rock bottom is. Then you try to replace the job with something. And you know how much you need to make. You know what I'm saying? It's no longer at that point about how much, about trying to make the most. It's about trying to make enough to live off of by doing as absolutely little as possible. You know what I'm saying? And you might still get rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the way it goes. But, you know what I'm saying? The point being is that if you do all that, you won't need to. You'll be able to find peace in having extra time. You'll be able to find comfort in having extra time. You'll be learning to alleviate your suffering by not having responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? You'll learn to increase your revenue and your abundance by having flexibility You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say right now, let's just fictional scenario. Okay, you got the great job. You're making whatever is good in your area. 15, 20 grand a month, I don't know. Fucking depends where you're at, I guess, right? And let's just say an opportunity came, you know, where you could make even 20% more than that. And you could do it in half the amount of time. You know, but that opportunity happens to be, you know, 5,000 miles away. And it's a limited time opportunity. A lot of people are after that opportunity, but it came to you for some reason. You know, you got 30 days to act right now. You want that opportunity, you gotta fucking make it happen. Almost nobody's gonna fucking make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna have too much shit. They're gonna, you know, they're gonna have burdened themselves with too many things, and they're gonna have done that because they thought they had a budget for it. You know, but now how much does that? How much did that end up costing them? Not just what they spent on all these stupid little things, but on a lost opportunity because they were non-flexible, because they were rigid and immobile. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that there's any like blanket scenario for everything or anything. I'm just saying is that this is the type of thought process that 90-something% of people like don't even, it never goes through their head for even a second. So there's you know, there's just other ways to think, you know. But the whole working thing is something that's, you know, we're indoctrinated to think that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the animal kingdom. Nothing wakes up and fucking toils all day for fucking something that has a variable value. You know what I'm saying? Like, the money's not backed. It has no real worth. You know what I mean? It's backed by fucking bonds. Bonds are backed by the promise to print. Like, there's nothing, like, which is a promise of inflation, which is a promise of devaluation of the currency. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally the only reason why anyone gets up and does any of this shit in the morning, or at any time for that matter, is literally because of indoctrination. Their brain has been corrupted, and the world has been created in a way to make it as hard as possible to do without it. You know what I'm saying? But it's actually not nearly as hard as they want you to believe it is. It's just that you have to sacrifice a bunch of bullshit that doesn't benefit you at all to begin with. And they have you convinced that you need all this shit. They have you convinced that you're somehow lacking if you don't have all this shit, when in reality you're probably going to live longer if you don't have all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we throw these fucking phones out the window right now and never fucking touch them again, like, we're going to live longer. Like, we're getting fucking radiated right as we speak. You know what I'm saying? People are fighting over the newest iPhone with the newest LiDAR sensors, with the more radiation, the better battery power to fucking make sure that they can fucking hit you with whatever they want for more hours. And, you know, it's just like, it's a big circular thing. And the people who have created this situation the people who have created this type of thought process, they don't work. They don't do any of this shit. You know what I'm saying? They probably don't fucking even carry a cell phone on them. You know what I mean? Like, literally, like, they have somebody else that fucking will follow them around, you know, or that they can radio to, that will use the phone for them, or will talk with somebody else for them. There's a degree of buffer. Like, all this shit that everyone's fucking fighting over and working for is all the shit that the people who made it like that will not touch or let near them. I guarantee they don't have fucking Wi-Fi's in their fucking houses, or fucking cell phone towers near their houses. You know what I'm saying? Or phones and cellular, you know, mobile phones in their pockets. Like, nobody's fucking doing that is on that level. You know what I mean? Like, they're existing on land that we don't even fucking have on our map. We don't even know where they're at. And we're fighting to be slaves. Working to be slaves. Like, people literally want to be slaves. It's insane. Anyways, back to the chat. Welcome, Ivan. And it says, would you recommend to take a girl back after she left you for someone else, or that relationship that she left you for different work? Absolutely not, under any situation ever, no matter what. If she left you for another dude, or ever cheated on you for any fucking reason at all, even during a breakup, or during a temporary breakup, that breakup has to be permanent. Like, period. Like, you can, as a man, you can never, ever, ever, ever go back to that girl. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but it says, for me, I prefer to feel enough rather than rich. Exactly. It's not, you know, the thing about being rich, I'll tell you from experience, is that it takes a lot of fucking energy. Not just energy, but fucking education, and like a lot. It takes a lot to fucking guard your money. It takes a lot to keep it. Like, people, once you have it, people want it. And it's not just, we're not just talking about fucking, like, you know, like criminals trying to steal shit, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about literally the government, like the corporations, the banks, like the scams to fucking take money from semi-rich, or, you know what I'm saying, rich people, is fucking like the best, is the highest level scams and systems in the world. Because what you gotta realize is that somebody with $10 million is not rich in the actual reality of things. Somebody with even $1 billion is not really that rich on the scale of things compared to like the richest people. But somebody with $1 billion can literally crush somebody with $10 million in 2 seconds and take all their money. Okay? And what does the guy with 10 billion do? Well, what about the guy with 100 billion? Well, what about the bank that has 700 trillion? You know what I mean? Like, it's a no-win scenario. You just have more, you have to guard more. Like, the real wealth is your body. It's literally your fucking body. Like, you know what I mean? Like, your physical health should be the most important thing. And now that's something that can come and go, or is not always under anyone else's control, but that's still something that we should strive for. And that for the people that are healthy, you should never fucking wait until you're not healthy to try to do something about your health. You should be literally striving for your physical health beyond all things, even if you're a fucking, no matter what level your health is, no matter how sickly you are, or no matter if you're a fucking Olympian. Like, you should never let that slip. And that also goes for your mental health. Like, nothing should be fucking keeping you up at night. Nothing. If something is keeping you up at night, it's a big fucking problem. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you gotta do to solve that, you gotta solve it. Like, it's extremely, extremely, extremely important. More than any fucking job, more than any fucking money, more than anything, is your physical health and your mental health. Like, literally in 2 seconds, the world can dissolve into something that is unrecognizable compared to what it is now. And if that happens, it could be the end of the world as we know it, but it doesn't have to be a bad thing in the long run. You know what I mean? Like, we could rebuild the world in an image of something that is what it should have been, something natural, something good. You know, but you can only do that if you're healthy. You know, like, yeah, people are very, 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 very lost. And the other thing is what's even more so, going back to the whole job, working and all that thing, is that you don't, you know, you need money or whatever to survive, you need things, whatever, we all do, I do, everybody does. I would like more myself, but the thing is that you should be very, very careful with what you invest your time and your energy into, and just realize that the money, the value of the money is not something that's fixed. You know what I'm saying? Like, there being no backing, like, most people just really don't understand the whole inflation thing. Like, consumer things, like actual food, it's literally like 100 to 300% higher than it was a few years ago. Okay, these are the things that you can't escape from having to buy. You could fucking live without other things, but when it comes to the things that you absolutely need to survive, like food, we're talking 200-300% higher. Which means that if you're living a fucking life of a non-slave, that whatever you had saved or whatever is worth half or less than that. You know what I'm saying? Because that inflation number, whatever the fuck they throw out there, 12% or some shit like that, is like taking all things into consideration, and a lot of those things are things that we never buy and never will buy and don't need to live or don't need to survive. The things that we actually do need have been doubled, tripled in price, okay? This is not going to be the last time this is going to happen. In fact, they already printed so much money that it's going to probably get 10 times worse, even if they do everything possible in their power to keep it in check. So, like, we want it, we should get it, but we should not invest too much energy into it unless we're doing something we enjoy doing. You know what I mean? Welcome, Brenda. What's up, Amdullah Wab? Yeah, the word, I don't even like the word rich, you're right, Noy. Noy says rich is subjective. Rich is not only from money perspective, rich also involves health, love, and peaceful life. Yes, like, contentment is the greatest riches of all. It's like to wake up in the morning and be happy when you wake up, to feel good when you wake up, to feel good all day and to never feel stressed. And then when you're tired, you go to sleep. And if you're able to repeat that on a regular basis, like, I'm sorry, but like, no iPhone, faster car, just drive around with speed limits everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, even think about that. Like, they want to convince, you know, it's just, they put fucking speed cameras everywhere now even. Like, it's like the whole world is built from the ground up to keep you slaving. You You know what I mean? At the end of the day, most people try to become rich to impress others. Money is just a thing to be approved of by others, at least for me. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. And most of us don't really care for those people that we're trying to impress. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking trying to, like, you know, most of the people that I like in the world are in this chat right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're so, it's far too many people, like, value themselves and value their own opinions and value their own feelings above others. Most people don't realize, like, most people come off extremely self-centered and narcissistic while at the same time not even realizing that their narcissism has led them to live a life that's completely focused on others. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing that matters to them is themselves, and their way of serving that is to try to impress other people who they literally don't give a fuck at all about. They don't care about them at all. They only care about themselves, but they care about their image so much, and they care about themselves so much that they'll do anything to try to impress all these people that they literally have no beneficial feelings for at all. Good morning, Magic. I missed you on the last few streams. So happy you made it back. Frankita says, most of the people I like are in this chat. Yeah, that's a good, you know what we should do? We gotta do t-shirts for sure. The merch is where it's at. You get a 6 of them. Smoke. Abundant and inspirational. Yeah, that's really what it's about. It's like think about what you actually need. Like, the real things you actually need. And now think about, how do you come to a situation where you have all those things, right? And you're not worried about not having those things, right? And what are those things? Air, food, water, maybe some scenery, nature. It doesn't take a lot for those things. So why are people working 30, 40, 50 hours a week? What are they working for? Why? Like, for some people it's a close, maybe a more realistic scenario than others, but you know, let's say you work 50 hours a week and you make crazy money, you make great money, big money, and you're saving it. You got it stacked up. You got a couple hundred in the bank. You're good, right? You're working 50 hours a week though. Now the world stage, let's say, fucking just falls apart and it all just fucking goes to hell. Suddenly the money's not worth anything. The grocery stores are empty. There's no food in there. You know, there's chaos in the streets. Whatever. Do you think you're more likely to survive or less likely to survive than, I don't know, the guy that just got released a few days ago with $200, just got released from prison with $200 out of it, just spent the last however many years, no job, no nothing, just learning to live without and working out and making his body as hard as possible. Who's going to live longer in that scenario? Who's going to end up, like, one person's life doesn't change at all, the other person has just spent 50 hours a week setting themselves up for failure. I'm not saying that that necessarily means it's better to be that person, because the world might not go to hell. But I'm just saying that if it does, wouldn't you have rather spent the 50 hours a week working on your physique and your health, you know, that's going to make you live longer either way, probably, and you know, will still have value no matter what happens in the world, no matter how the currency changes, no matter what the situation is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, passion and a mission is awesome, but it's just, it's, you know, that's like, even passion and a mission is like even excessive. I mean, that's like the dream of all dreams. That's what everyone should be aspiring to, is passion and a mission. But you don't need that either. You know, you just literally need contentment and peace. You need to be able to wake up and not think about anything. You need to be without want. And let me tell you, the thing about want is no amount of having alleviates want. No amount of abundance alleviates want. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not going to stop wanting things because you suddenly have $1 million. You know what I'm saying? You're just going to want different things. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have $1 billion, you're not going to stop wanting. You're going to want something else. You know what I'm saying? So, the moral of the story is that it's mental alchemy. It's all inside your fucking head. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever fucking driven past like a, you know, a crazy person in the streets, but not an angry one that's happy and smiling, and you're just like, yeah, like this person is like, are they on LSD or like what's going on? In some way, that person's fucking winning, even if they're totally fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because they're at peace. They found contentment within their own mind. Now, of course, we don't all want to be in that situation, but you don't need to be either. You can find that contentment literally anywhere, at any stage in your life, doing anything. You can find it in a fucking cell, you can find it in nature, you can find it fucking, you know, doing your job that you hate, you know what I'm saying? And like, you can find that contentment anywhere. You don't have to make any major changes in life. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that if you do randomly, spontaneously find that contentment, I will tell you this right now, call me a psychic, but I guarantee you won't want to fucking do any of that shit anymore. You won't want to go to fucking work. You won't care about fucking money. You won't care about fucking whatever material fucking bullshit. You won't care about, you know, whatever you like. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that you might want or care about is like companionship. You know what I'm saying? Or love. But even then, you know, you can just identify that as just another area for your growth. Because in the, you know what I'm saying, like the highest of the highest of the high is when you are literally happy, hungry, and alone. You know what I'm saying? You literally need nothing. And when you get to that point, like when you don't need nothing, you know, that's a great fucking position to be in. Have you ever seen like that fucking clip from The Gambler with Kevin Bacon and John Goodman, where John Goodman's like giving him the speech, tells him like, you can get up 2 million, like every fucking dumbass knows what to do. You know what I mean? He's like, that puts you in a position of fuck you. For the rest of your life, you can negotiate from the position of fuck you. Oh, you don't like it? Fuck you. Oh, you don't fucking, you know what I'm saying? This? Fuck you. Oh, this? Fuck you. Because you don't need nothing. You don't need to worry about nothing. But guess what? You don't need 2 million or a million to be in a position of fuck you. The position of fuck you is not a monetary fucking thing. The position of fuck you is mental. You know what I'm saying? When you say, literally, I got everything fucking I need right now, my body, my mind, everything, my happiness can't be taken away. In fact, I don't even fear death. You know what I'm saying? That's the position of fuck you. And guess what? When you're in a position of fuck you, and nobody can fucking do anything to fucking about it, it's a real thing, it's not an act or whatever, guess what? Suddenly, now you become a really interesting people to people with power and people who can help you out. And why is that? Because the person that's negotiating from that position is going to be honest and trustworthy in a way that nobody else is. You know what I'm saying? Now, they're going to be a little bit harder to fucking deal with in some ways because you can't manipulate them. But that means that your enemies, or your, not your enemies, but your competition, whatever else that you're dealing with in life, all the people that aren't dealing from a position of fuck you, all the people that are dealing from a position of I want, okay? People that are dealing with those people want people dealing from a position of fuck you in their lives and around them, because they can't be manipulated by wants and needs that they don't actually have. So you see, it's like a fucking, you're building value from nothing. It's literally mental, or it's mental alchemy. It's turning lead into gold. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're literally turning yourself into the value. Become the value. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to store value somewhere or save value or hoard value. If you've got excess, learn how to manage it. That's important. You know what I'm saying? But the real value, the thing that can't be taken away from you, is going to be in your head, and it's going to be in your body. It's going to be your knowledge. It's going to be your skills. It's going to be your ability to communicate. It's going to be your physical health. It's going to be your longevity. It's going to be your physical attraction to other people. It's going to be a lot of things that are not really tangible in the normal sense. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be all gold bars and Maseratis and fucking, you know, cash and numbers and fucking applications on your phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit can just fucking poof. You know what I mean? Like, the government can literally fucking execute your bank account if they want. Like, it happens all the time. Like, they fucking make some fucking bullshit up, and fucking you go to sign in your shit, they're like, your account is on hold. It never comes off of hold, and whatever was in there is gone. Like, they can take anything from you anytime. Like, there's no whatever. Like, what do you do if your shit gets hacked and somebody fucking transfers all your money into fucking Bitcoin? You're gonna hope that the bank prints you out some new money? You're like, you know, but they're not gonna fucking hijack your body. or, you know what I'm saying, if they try to, you're going to be in a hell of a lot better position to defend yourself if you've been focusing on your health, or you've been focusing on your mental clarity or your ability to operate under stress, you know what I'm saying, or maybe you don't even experience stress, you know what I mean, like, but these are just little, this is just shit that I'm randomly spouting off, like, it's endless. There's like a fucking endless things that you can invest your time, your research, your skills, all your, you know, your mental power into that can't be taken away. But it's just none of the shit that society tries to lay importance on, because society is a big fucking indoctrination for slaves, to keep slaves working. You know what I mean? Because the thing is that you can keep, you know, 100,000 people, 1 million people, maybe 10 million people. You know what I'm saying? You can keep those many people on ball and chain and, you know, under gunpoint, and you can fucking force them to do shit. But you can't do it with 1 billion people. You can't do it with 10 billion people for sure. You know what I'm saying? So the slave masters who have been in control of shit for fucking longer than we know, because we don't even know the real history, we don't know the real timeline. They figured out, you know, their whole game, their whole thing, wealth or whatever, like money has no real value to them, because they fucking, they're the ones that made this shit up. They're the ones that created the system that only benefits them, that where they have endless money and endless ability to manipulate people by giving them this money, which they have endless of, right? But what was the original point? But they're, you know what I'm saying, but oh yeah, but their currency, what they consider value, or what they're all battling each other for, the big power control thing, is about how many slaves you have. It's all about who has the most slaves, okay? And so long ago, it was who could have the most slaves by physical force or whatever. But at some point, it went beyond that to where they wanted more slaves than what they could handle. So they created this whole fucking system with the money and everything, where most people don't realize they're slaves. They don't realize that they're in a cage. They don't realize that their maps are fucking doctored and that all the land's not on it. They don't realize that 100% of their communications are fucking monitored, and that these phones are not about our conveniences and all this stuff, but they're about monitoring and surveilling our lives and manipulating us and getting us to do whatever the fuck that they want us to do. You know what I'm saying? It's all about how to control the most slaves, you know, because that's the currency at the highest level of society. You know what I'm saying? At the highest level, the currency is slaves. The currency is human bodies. Who controls the most humans, and who controls them the tightest. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's really all about. Frankie says, with whom, dead or alive, would I like to share a meal with? Alive that I would like to share a meal with. Sadhguru. He's alive. I would love to meet Sadhguru in a one-on-one and have an opportunity to tell him my experiences, and hope that he was gracious enough to explain to me what the hell has been going on with me or where I'm at, because I don't know, it's really like the person I have the most belief in. Like, I just, like, he rings true. I don't know. That says, ha ha ha, what? Cultivating skills? Crazy. That's what transhumanism is for. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Who needs skills? We can all just, you know, we can just fucking get Neuralink and fucking, you know, just become human droids. You know what I mean? Which is literally where it's heading too, because, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the smartphones are only going to control us so far. At some points, you know, they got to actually microchip our brains and turn us into, you know, things that can be programmed on a computer. You know what I'm saying? Do I speak German a little bit? Nein. Ivan says, I'm originally from Sri Lanka, a country that is poverty, but I moved to Europe, and even though I have a lot of money and better lifestyle now that I'm in Europe, I want to go back to Sri Lanka. There you have it, you guys. There you fucking have it. I don't blame you. I want to go to Sri Lanka too. I've been here my whole fucking life. I'm fucking trying to get out. I can't get out. I'm like trying to get away, dude. Like, it's like, that's the crazy thing is like, you know, it's not just that, you know, once they got you, they fucking got you. The crazy, really crazy thing is that, I mean, look at the United States. You pay income tax on your worldwide income here. And that's happens even if you're from another country and you come here and get a citizenship. You come here, you get the American citizenship that everyone wants, and then you pay tax. Then you go back to your home country after you get your citizenship, and you get to pay taxes to the United States for the rest of your life. It's fucking crazy. Nobody thinks about that because most people don't even consider leaving. They don't even realize. They think it's dangerous somewhere else. It's more dangerous. It's too dangerous. The cartels are gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? Don't go nowhere. Just stay here and pay your fucking taxes. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. $6 for gas. California. $7 for 2 avocados. Fucking awesome. Sauerkraut, true. Gesundheit as well. My first time, my first time in Germany was at the, I think the Frankfurt, but it could have been Hamburg Airport. The first thing I did was eat a hot dog, or a Frankfurter, I should say. They're pretty much the same as the American ones. But I don't know why that's relevant, but there's a picture on my Instagram when I bought the. Probably the last time, only time I've ever eaten one without a bun. Ransom money. Yeah, exactly. It's so crazy. Like, I just don't understand how people don't. The crazy thing is that people don't see it. They don't see it, and it's actually. I mean, you know, and a lot of people don't want to see it. The last thing, I mean, if you're already like older. You know what I'm saying? You're living off your 401k that's like crashing in value right now. A lot, you know, collecting Social Security that would be worth fucking millions if you would have put it into any stock, pretty much. Any fund, S&P, whatever. Like you'd be fucking up. So you'd be so fucking up. But no, Social Security, you're getting fucking whatever it is. You're $600 a month. people who are doing that, like, this is the last thing they want to fucking hear. So this is the other thing is, like, you know, a lot of the older people are really, like, have a lot of influence, obviously, because they got the money, they've been around, like, they got the connections, all this, and the last thing that they fucking want to hear, or hear anyone say, or thought that they want anyone fucking embracing after they fucking squandered all their Social Security money, fucking, and their fucking 401ks crashing, is that anything like what I'm talking about right now. This is like doomsday to them. It's not funny, but I mean, it fucking sucks if you spent your whole life fucking working just to find out that everything I'm saying is true now, you know, and that it's only going to get worse because more and more people are going to fucking figure it out, and eventually, you know, the whole thing's going to be, you know, it's only a matter of time before all fiat goes to zero. Eventually it goes to zero. The only thing keeping it going now is the military, and you know, at some point, it is what it is. Welcome, Ron. $7 for 2 avocados. It seems like USA want people to eat trash so they can have you at your weakest. It's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. They're fucking, dude, like you know, they did whatever they did back in 2020. You know, most people don't realize, you know, what that actually did. Yeah, it's crazy. It's the whole thing is, every aspect of this country is, like this country, like this is the thing is that the U.S. is already like completely and totally like under attack, like, but like it's just that the war is all through the media and the social media and the fucking food and the air, you know. It's a one-sided, like the United States is in the thick of like is probably the country that's the most at war right now, and I don't mean like with bombs and overseas and everything else. It's just that there's a war against like the actual like citizens of the United States, and it's a war of poisoning. Like they're just fucking, everything is toxic here, and it's an economic war too. It's everything's expensive, and it's also a social war. Everything is all about getting people to divided and stuff. It's insane. I mean, it's what's crazy is that it's working, and basically nobody is countering it at all. Like they're just letting it happen. You know, even the people that did the thing back in 2020 or 2021 or whatever, like they're gonna literally sit on their hands until it's too late, when they could be getting even while they still got some spunk left. But they're not just going to sit around until we're just going to keep going in this way, it seems like, until population numbers are down to a nice manageable amount that they can you know, deal with more forcefully. But it seems like, you know, Europe is all, you know, honestly, I've been really kind of really toying with the idea of like going back to Europe in the meantime, until I get to Asia. But I don't know, because it seems like it's probably kind of happening there too. I don't know. Everything's pretty crazy. 401k is like retirement stuff. Yeah, it's like most people that work for like a big company. It's like it's like a retirement. It's like a fund that like buys stocks and it has like a professional manager that everyone like puts the little piece into. But yeah, big trouble. Now you turn the chat. I know I'm gonna have to. I'm actually gonna, let me see if I can. Alright, I'm just going to Franquita, you are now a mod specializing in German. So you're now our German mod. If anyone is at some point, hopefully not right now, but in the future, talking smack in German, please remove them entirely and permanently, not just the comments, if you don't mind. Thank you. We're all here, retired gringos at the beach. It's a vibe. Exactly, and I'm about to be one of them too. Honestly, no matter what I want to do, I just know that it's probably going to end up being. I'm trying to hit this. If I don't find a way to Asia by, let's say, November, I'm just going to drive south. I'm going. People think that the war started with 9/11. It started way earlier. Yeah, it started with honestly, this all goes back to the U.S. Civil War. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like they tried to get away from the bank during the Revolutionary War. That was like the closest we ever got to freedom. And then they just turned it around during the Civil War, and we've all been enslaved ever since the 16th Amendment got added to the U.S. Constitution. You know what I mean? Europe was in chains way before that. But I mean, like, as far as, you know, some people tried to get away from it. Almost did, but, and that's what founded the United States. But sadly, they weren't able to hold on to it. And what always happens eventually happens. So. Sad part is the attack is working because of the mental health side of it. In a polarized world, we, the people, must stand side by side no matter what nationality. And you're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. And in fact, if that happened, it's a fucking, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say with the, you know, fucking some of this laser weapons and crap, but like most likely, you know, if the people, we the people, got on the same page, it could be all fixed fairly rapidly. But you know, that's what the cell phones are in everyone's hand about, with all the fucking crazy fucking shit that it feeds it. Everyone gets a custom piece of that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it knows who you are. It's fucking there, sitting there, stoking your divide 24/7, 7 days a week. The only way to do I just got monetized on YouTube, Magic. Today's my first monetized stream. Which, by the way, I don't have any control over. They turned on the radio in here, and I hope I don't get any copyright issues, but you know, shout out to whatever band this is playing. My phone's about to die, so I actually got to go here in a second. It's oh shit, yeah, I'm at 7% battery. Yeah, you know what's up. Everyone knows what's up. But we got to remember that it's important to remember that there are probably multiple factions there, and sadly, whichever one is against everything that's been happening has not been the most effective one. But, and I don't know them personally, that, you know, who they are personally, but we should keep in mind, just bear that in mind. Just bear that in mind. By the way, you guys, is there a button on here? Let me ask you. I would love to test out some of these new features. Is there a button now that allows people to do any of this new features on YouTube that they gave me, or did I not succeed in turning that on properly? Because I was trying to turn on some of the features and I wasn't able to do it, but I thought that the super lights and all that were there, which no one has to buy one or anything. I just want to know if it's actually on there. Like, is there a button somewhere that gives you the option to tip on here now? If somebody could just screen cap it and send it to the Telegram chat so I can see what it looks like, that would be, I guess, useful for my whatever reason. But anyways, you guys, I gotta go. So if anyone wants to answer that question for me real quick. Oh, Frankita did it. She's the first. Thank you. There it is. What's my dream besides moving to India? I don't know. Good point. I'm honestly very content. As I said before, I would like to, you know, all my stuff, you know, sold or get rid of it, donate it, whatever. I would like another dog. Thank you, Noy. Beautiful. Thank you guys. This is beautiful. There we go. Now we're doing stuff. All right. So this is a big day for me because yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Noy. Thank you, Franquita. This is great. That's awesome. Dream. What is my dream? I would like, I mean, honestly, I think that I really would like this caravan thing to become a reality. I mean, I think that, and even cooler than the caravan thing, I think would be, I don't know what you call a caravan in the ocean. But like, I really do think it would be fucking like, can you imagine how fucking awesome it would be to be cruising around in a bunch of sailing yachts? Like in the Caribbean or, you know, wherever, you know what I'm saying? It would just be fucking awesome. But, let's see, what's a dream? Maybe some wives, I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. The idea of the boats is awesome. I think, I mean, it would be so good. You know, you need quite a few people to like man a, you know, you need sailors to sail. You can't, like, I mean, I think the technology is getting good now. A lot of stuff can be done like automatically, but you know, you need a good amount of people to run a boat. I mean, but think about how awesome it would be to have like a community of sailors that, you know, we just could crash in and take over the different marinas and things like that. It'd be so cool. But caravan would be awesome too. Like, honestly, like I have like a vision of like whatever, you know, I'm not like a huge fan of circuses because of the animals and things, but like not too long ago there was one of those really big well-known circuses. I forgot which one, not Cirque du Soleil, but I don't know, the other big one was here in LA, and they took over this like parking lot. It was like an abandoned Nordstrom's or whatever, and I'll tell you what, they had literally no less than I don't know. I mean, there had to be at least 50 RVs. At least 50. I'm talking at least 50, maybe 100 RVs. Like, I don't know. Like, it was a lot. And that would be awesome too. Like, it's just like fucking, I don't know. It would be very, very cool. To have some kind of a caravan thing, you know. And if that was like going, obviously, like it's like I would like to, like one of the you know, I've had a lot of ideas about like different things to do for like a non-profit, and I was thinking about like what would our thing be if we were a caravan, and I was thinking what would be cool, either, and it could be by car or by boat, would be like a disaster relief fund. or like a disaster relief thing. So most of our time, maybe we're just cruising around, we're spreading the word of spirituality, we're trying to unite the religions, because I think that that's a huge thing, is like, you know, religion is one of those tools that, you know, is used to divide and conquer. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could, you know, people don't have to say, you know, this or that. You could just say, like, whatever works for you. You know what I'm saying? But I think it would be a beautiful thing to reunite the religions and the, you know, to just go around different places and kind of dispel the, you know, basically do battle against the people that are out there saying it's this or only this. You know what I'm saying? We can go and offer some counter argument to that. But then when big things happen, like say a hurricane, an earthquake, a fire, an oil spill, you know, things like that, I think it would be cool to have like a disaster relief team where we fucking go there, whatever, we mob in, you know, and we help with the disaster. We have disaster relief. It would be cool. Yeah, you know, it's nice to see like, it has like a little thing at the top. Right now it says 558. It feels really good to see some kind of a reward for, it's not just been 5 years, you guys. It's been, you know, that was just to get on YouTube monetized. But, you know, I started off on Live Me, which was actually like a really cool application to monetize. I think that it was eventually gave way to TikTok, but it had all the like animations and things that when people would tip, which was really cool. And then I ended up moving to Instagram later on. Even though Instagram was becoming fairly popular, I didn't really make very much money on there before they shadow banned me. And then, you know, this isn't really about it. It's just, but like I said, I'm practicing what I preach. So my life is focused on being able to live with as little as possible before it's really a major thought to try